Best way to clear the air is to have it all out in the open. That's a line many of us have read at some point in our life. It comes from this book, Harper Lee's novel To Kill a Mockingbird, and it's one of many at the center of this debate. So we're going to clear the air when it comes to book bans here in Arkansas. It all started back in February when concerned parents told THV11 they were upset that books like To Kill a Mockingbird were removed from the reading list.
Why were the wider community of parents and students not consulted about their thoughts on these updates?
That is what is upsetting to me. I knew nothing about this until somebody posted that tweet.
Bryant School District responding saying no books were banned. Quote, "We have, however, made some curriculum changes to texts which have been previously taught." They removed To Kill a Mockingbird as well as The Boy in the Striped Pajamas and The Diary of Anne Frank. They said the books were replaced with other nonfiction texts and higher level readings.
As a district, we wanted to provide our faculty and our students with a standard of rigor, a balance of themes and genres.
In Conway, a similar situation. A Facebook post claiming Conway Public Schools also banned To Kill a Mockingbird. The school said the book wasn't banned, but taken out of the curriculum during the pandemic. The principal felt there needed to be more support that couldn't be done with students at home. But the principal still had hesitation to keep the book even after kids returned to class. In a statement from the district, he felt like the use of the N-word would be difficult for students, especially African American students, to be forced to hear as a part of required class assignment or discussion. After giving teachers the option to include it in their reading assignments this year, they all said yes. But this debate goes beyond just Central Arkansas, all the way to the corners of the state, with more concerns of what kids might be reading at a young age.
So it's all LGBTQ terminology alphabetically.
Last year, an LGBTQ display in the Craighead County Library sparked a lot of controversy. Some parents did not want their kids seeing these topics. A book called The Gay BCs, for example, had an alphabet with the LGBTQ-related terminology. Then parents discovered it's perfectly normal. It's in the children's section and is described as an educational book for those 10 years and older. It covers topics like sexual health, changing bodies, and gender through illustrations. Kayla Hennick is one of those parents who wants this book and others removed from the children's section of the library.
It's appalling when you open up a book and there's just a bunch of naked men, women, and children all throughout this book.
This material that we have is instructional, it's educational, it's for children to learn the basics, and a lot of times it's the only place children can go to learn facts about sex.
Vanessa Adams, Craighead County Library Director, says It's Perfectly Normal wasn't removed from the children's section, but placed instead on the parent-teacher shelf. But Hennick says that's not good enough, and she wants more safeguards put in place.
Maybe just trying to find some way to either flag the book when a kid tries to check it out, so they have to have parental consent based on the material that's within it, or putting some kind of sticker on the outside to let the parent know, hey, this book contains this kind of material in it.
These concerns over book banning have sparked conversations across social media. Facebook groups were created like Friends of Bryant School District, in Conway, Back to Basics and Forward to the Future, and in Jonesboro, Safe Library Books for Kids Arkansas, and Citizens Defending Craighead County Library. All of these aim to bring more awareness to what children are reading and what decisions are made in our schools.
We've got an archives, right? You'll want a collection development policy for that. Same thing for children's collections.
Amber Wilson, an associate professor and librarian at the University of Central Arkansas, says there has been an increase of books challenged based on their content across the country.
Most of the time, those books wind up not being banned, but the controversy winds up surrounding the challenge of the book.
According to the American Library Association's Office for Intellectual Freedom, challenge totals for 2021 have more than doubled than the year previously. 729 books were challenged in 2021 as compared to 156 challenges in 2020 and 377 in 2019. A challenge defined by the ALA is an attempt to remove or restrict materials based on the objections of a person or group. In 2020, To Kill a Mockingbird was the 7th most challenged book of the year, citing racial slurs and a negative effect on students.
We support access to information from various viewpoints, various backgrounds. We want to be sure that everyone can see themselves reflected in a library collection.
Wilson says as a librarian, she protects the First Amendment of freedom of speech, but also protecting a person's right to choose.
We want individuals to be able to make their own choices and to be able to make choices for their children, but we don't want them to be able to make choices for everyone.
A chance for people to make choices in what they can read. Because as Harper Lee also wrote, "Until I feared I would lose it, I did not love to read. One does not love breathing." In Little Rock, Ashley Godwin, THV 11 News.